Lakers basketball is back, and so is the Lakers Report. Fans, you got great news. What a win over the Timberwolves last night. We'll tell you what that news is and kind of just give some thoughts, storylines coming out of last night's game as they took down the Timberwolves 109-103. My name is Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. If you want the Lakers to keep on winning, hit that like button. Let's get over 100 likes on today's show, and if we get even more likes than that, might even be bringing you more Lakers Report videos. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up icon. All right, I say 109, I meant 110. 110-103, Lakers take down the Timberwolves on opening night. Got out to a big lead in the first half, held on in the second half, and a lot of cool storylines. We'll get to the LeBron stuff toward the end of the show. Obviously a special moment for LeBron and his family, but the good news is that Anthony Davis is healthy, and he was dominant in this performance. 36 points and 16 rebounds, had 3 blocks, dished out 4 assists, had a steal. He was all over the place. And, you know, when he's healthy, I think he's a top 6 to 8 player in the NBA. I mean, we saw it at times last year. He kind of got back to being that dominant presence after a couple of injury-riddled seasons, and he looks motivated and ready to go. And I thought Mike Trudell had an interesting note here. He said the 36 points from AD are the most by a Laker in a season opener since Kobe had 45 against the Rockets in 2007. And it was a dominant performance, and it was going up against primarily Rudy Gobert, who somehow just got another big contract extension. It's like, how do teams keep paying this guy? But AD absolutely took him to school. Gobert was no match for him. He was working him on the glass down low, little midi action as well. I thought it was a really impressive game from him, and when he's playing like this, this Lakers team can do some damage. And LeBron, the ageless wonder, didn't have a huge statistical night, but still looks the part, 16-5, dished out 4 assists. I do think this. We've gotten to the point in LeBron's career, like, AD really needs to take over being the dominant one on this team. We thought that was going to happen after the championship in the bubble. It was like, okay, this feels like AD's team now. Then he was banged up for a couple of years, kind of shifted back to AD last year, but this year it needs to be obvious. AD's our number 1. LeBron's our number 2, and I felt like that was the case last night. And weirdly enough, this is the first opening night win for the Lakers since they've had LeBron. So off to a good start, and that's kind of been the theme of recent years, right? They start these seasons slow, and they're having to play catch up later on to just make the playoffs. So getting off to a good start, it's just one game, but hopefully that continues as we progress in the early part of the season, because LeBron's a vet, AD's a vet, you know, even guys like Austin Reeves have been around. A lot of the early part of the season is just feeling out each other, your teammates, new coach and JJ Redick. You're kind of getting your feet wet, but you'd like to get some wins while you're doing that, and that is something they did last night against a very good Minnesota team, so that's very, very promising. Other key contributions, I thought Hachimura looked really good last night, 18-5. I really liked what he brought to the table 2 years ago when they went on a nice run to the conference finals last year. I didn't think he played as well, so hopefully he gets back to what he was a couple of years ago. D'Lo was fine. Austin Reeves did what he does, 12, 9, 4, kind of does a little bit of everything. Jackson Haynes, bit of a surprise, gave you 10 points. I mean, if he's someone who can give you some key minutes at that 5 spot behind Anthony Davis and the other bigs on this team, that's going to be very, very important. Also, the Lakers honored Jerry West last night. That was pretty cool to see. It was a big night at the old, they don't call it Staples anymore, Crypto Arena, if you will. And not only did you have the Bronny stuff, but you were honoring Jerry West. Who knows, is it LeBron's last opening night of his career? But it was a good night for the Lakers. Big win and a lot of things to celebrate. So very, very cool night for LA. Show love to Jerry West, the logo. Get logo spammed in the comment section down below as the Lakers honored him last night. More to discuss from this one and moving forward, and we, of course, will talk about LeBron and Bronny making history as a father-dad combo. But first, got to tell you about our sponsor. It is Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Basketball is back. PrizePicks is back as well. Get started today at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you just place an initial $5 PrizePicks entry. Doesn't matter if you hit or miss, you're going to get that $50 bonus. Hopefully you do hit, so you get even more money as well. As long as you select at least 2 players, regardless of sports, as long as they're on different teams, anywhere up to 6 players, you choose more or less on the PrizePicks stat projections for 1 million stats out there, and if you hit, you make money. Pretty simple. I got a little 2-player entry tonight. Take more on Kevin Durant, 18.5 points. That's lower than the standard average they set for Durant. Easier to hit, little goblin pick, so it lowers the payout if you hit, but it is easier to hit, kind of more of a conservative play. James Harden, I'm going to take more on his points, rebounds, and assists tonight with Kawhi banged up right now. I think he's going to get a lot of action for the Clippers, so like the more on both of those. 5 to win just under 15 because I am taking that goblin pick. A standard 2-player entry gets 3 extra money. This one's like $275. Use code CLNS when you sign up. Get $50 when you play for just $5. Try that entry tonight. I think you're going to be happy. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get started with PrizePicks today. Pick more, pick less. It's PrizePicks. Link is in the comments and in the description. Okay, another opening night takeaway. Really just kind of rehashing the AD stuff. When he's playing like this, I think the Lakers can compete in the West. Now, coming into the year, I didn't view them as like a true finals contender just because LeBron's older. He's not dominant on a night-to-night basis anymore. AD is great, but he has health concerns. But when he is healthy and locked in, he can be one of the most dominant forces on the planet. It's not like he's 35 years old. He's still in the peak of his powers. It's just about health with him. Can he stay healthy? If he can, I mean, he could be a dark horse MVP candidate. I think that's on the table. Here's what LeBron had to say about getting AD involved. He said he's the main focal point for us offensively and defensively. We have to make sure we're giving him the ball. The coaching staff did a great job of him being the recipient. It's our job as the ball handlers to continue to feed him. And I think it's good to see LeBron finally, it's for one game, we'll see, but kind of concede that, okay, I can't be the top guy anymore if we're going to compete in the Western Conference. Like, clearly he's pushing AD to take over that mantle. And that has to be the way for the Lakers. Otherwise, they got no shot. And right now, the Lakers have the 6th best odds to win the West. It's crowded, man. The Thunder are loaded. The Nuggets should be good again. Mavs, who made the finals last year, added Klay Thompson to that nucleus. Timberwolves, who they just crushed last night, so that was a good sign. Suns are in there. Grizzlies should bounce back, getting Ja Morant back. I'm not too concerned about the Warriors, but this is not just like, just show up, go through the motions, win 50 games. I mean, it is going to be a grind on a night-to-night basis in the West, and that's why it was so encouraging to come out of the gate swinging and playing well opening night in your first game with J.J. Redick as your head coach. Anthony Davis said this about some block shots. He said, defensive player of the year type stuff. Yeah, I'd say that's a straight jab at Rudy Gobert. He is a far better defender than Gobert. Gobert is so fraudulent in terms of how many of these awards he has won. AD can switch better. He's a better rim protector. He's a better rebounder. He's more athletic. He's better in pick-and-roll situations. Like, again, I feel like AD is really locked in and motivated. Like, he wants to be a DPOY type of player, and I think he thinks he can be in the MVP discussion. I don't see why that can't be the case. If the Lakers are a top 4 team in the West, which long way to go, but if they are, and he's going to average 25 and 12, 25 and 13, block 2-3 shots a game, he's one of the best two-way bigs of this generation. I would say when he's fully engaged, he's the best two-way big in the NBA right now. You could argue Joel Embiid, but his injury concerns are even more serious. So with AD, it's about health and being locked in, because at times he has not been locked in, but he certainly seems to have the right mindset coming into this season. Seems like he wants to strike gold this year, so hopefully he's able to do that, and if he does, the Lakers have a shot, because regardless of what you think of the roster construction, which I do think has questions, when AD and LeBron are healthy and locked in, that's still a duo that can go with just about anybody, and that's pretty exciting for the purple and gold. Can Anthony Davis help the Lakers compete in the West? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think he can. I think 82-game, onslaught is going to be tough when 2 of your players are either old/injury prone, but if they're healthy, man, they absolutely got a shot. All right, we got to talk about LeBron and Bronny, then we're going to get out of here. And look, Say what you want. Should Bronny be in the NBA? I think that's a fair question. I think he would have benefited from another year of college. But I also think LeBron has earned this moment with himself and the family for what he's done for the league, the amount of money he's brought to the league. And I'll be honest, like, I was a little lukewarm on this whole thing, but I flipped the game on and I saw Bronny and LeBron check in together late in the second quarter. I was like, there's a little chills down my spine right now. Like, this is pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to make this a Griffey situation. Like, they were both dynamic players. Who the hell knows if Bronny's going to develop into a legitimate player? Like, he clearly is not a rotation player right now. But that doesn't mean this wasn't freaking awesome. Like, it was pretty cool to see. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let us know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. And again, like this video on the way out. We're going to try and do more and more videos here on the Lakers Report. Appreciate you guys for locking us in. And to all the subscribers who have stuck with us, shout out to you. See you guys soon here on the Lakers Report.